What's up, everybody in YouTube? This is Azaru here, and today we're going to be reviewing a game that's mainly meant for the anime crowd. And the game that I'm talking about is the anime tie-in, One Piece Gigant Battle for the Nintendo DS. Now, if you're not familiar with One Piece, I highly recommend it. If you're into anime, it has great character development. It has a great storyline. It has more sensible filler than most animes that you may have watched. And overall, it's just good and it's just very enjoyable. So here's a little backstory on the anime itself. The anime the anime starts off with this guy by the name of Gold Rogers. Like he's been sentenced to death. And he's the king of the pirates. And right before he is killed, he announces that he left all of his treasure at this place called the Grand Line. And he had left it all in one piece, hence the name of the anime. Now, since he said that, like it sparked what they call in the anime the Great Pirate Era, and so many bands of pirates had decided to set sail for the Grand Line in hopes that they will find One Piece and become the new king of the pirates. This anime, One Piece is an anime just based on pirates doing just that. All of them set sail for the Grand Line in hopes that they will become the new king of the pirates once they find One Piece. Also, which is an important note, is that in this world of pirates, they have these things called the devil fruit. And depending on which type of fruit you ate, you like obtain special powers. Like like you can turn into like different creatures. You can like obtain certain powers of like light, ice, fire, etc. Or like the main character in the story by the name of Monkey D. Luffy, like he can turn his body into like his body is made out of rubber. From eating the gum fruit, which basically like made him like into I'm a rubber man, and the anime just takes off from there. Now, Monkey D. Luffy, he strives also to become the king of the pirates. So over time, like he builds up his like his pirate crew, but like he has a navigator and art and like an artifact historian, a shipwright, a doctor, a cook, and a swordsman, and they are all skilled fighters pretty much. And yeah, basically that's what the entire anime is. It's about pirates just striving to get to the Grand Line and in hopes to find One Piece in order to become the new king of the pirates. And the actual plot in the game in which it takes place, it's at the point where Luffy and his crew actually make it to the Grand Line. And that's where the game actually takes off. Now, it's various game modes in One Piece Gigant Battle. You have the Grand Prix mode, which is basically the adventure mode. You have Thousand Arena mode, which is the arcade mode. You have training mode, which is basically what it is. It's training mode. You go there, and it's some things you can do in there as well. But I'm gonna talk about that when I get to it. There's the treasure mode, where you can go in it, and you can view the characters' profiles. You can enter passwords. Like you can view your records. It's an online mode, like most Nintendo DS games have, where if you have some Wi-Fi connection, you can like take it on the internet, and you can challenge other people that have the game. Um, I don't have Wi-Fi, so I couldn't tell you how it works. Uh, but if it's anything like any other online game, I'm pretty sure you would have like just a standard experience with the game. And also there's options to where you can like increase the like all the sound effects, the music. Um, you can also like change the button configuration to fit a style that you're more comfortable with. It's complete customization on it. Like you can change it to various ways so that you can feel more comfortable with playing the game the way you feel like you want to play it. So let's talk about Grand Prix mode. Now, Grand Prix is basically the adventure mode and in a One Piece Gigant Battle. And with Grand Prix mode, it's a lot of elements in it that are very reminiscent of like other games. Like on top of One Piece Gigant Battle itself, like the standard combat mode, like it's very reminiscent of like the Smash Brothers series. But with Grand Prix mode, you have some elements of RPG as well as some elements in there that are very reminiscent of the Super Mario World series of games, like from the 90s, like on the NES. um, Pardon me. Yeah. But yeah. So what you do in Grand Prix mode is that you head to various islands, and in those islands there are maps of stages out. Like just like the Super Mario World series of games. Like there's this map of different spots or different stages, and on each stage, like along with just playing it, beating it, and just like moving on to the next area, there's missions that you can do, and these missions have certain rewards from unlocking new characters to gaining like money, like which is the main thing you're going to be doing. Um, to like unlocking new characters, which I think I already mentioned. Yeah. Um, to unlocking new characters, to gaining money, to gaining new areas on the map that you're currently on, you know, uh, just things like that. So the missions do come like in handy in the game itself. Uh, and once you beat each stage, now just keep in mind that you don't have to beat a mission like in order to complete the primary uh how can I put it like it's not mandatory in order for you to complete the missions. Like you don't have to do it in order to get to the boss and gain access to the next island. The the uh the missions in Grand Prix mode are completely optional. Like you don't have to do them. Sometimes you're just going to be playing through it, and like like you're going to end up completing the missions anyway, and you're going to gain like the rewards from completing it. But like I was saying, it's not mandatory for you to do the missions. But if you do plan, like just in case you do them, there are some obvious rewards in it for you. Um, like like along with the bosses and like each stages with the missions and things like that on each island, there's shops, and what you do in these shops, like you can buy various special moves and various and like secret moves, like from the shops from the playable characters, well, like for the playable characters, as well as buying some new um like some new skills for some support characters in the game. Uh, what else is there? What else is there? Because I don't want to leave nothing out. Like I said, like this is my second review. I'm not perfect with it, so like take it easy on me in the comments. Uh, yeah, like you can like buy various photos, which has like clips of certain moments in the anime itself. Um, and in the shops, they do have maps. Now, what the maps do, like when you buy those, you gain access like to these bonus areas on that map that you're currently on. And each island has their own map that you can buy. So like you ain't got to worry about being on this island and like then buying a map and then like worrying about, oh shoot, well maybe I should have saved buying that map for this island over here so I can gain new access. No, each individual island has their own individual map that you can purchase in that island shop. So you don't have to worry about, like buying it at a certain time or whatever. Like you can just buy it whenever. Maybe finish with the game. And it does lead to some replay value, along with the missions being like replayable, for unlocking new characters, in which you're gonna have to go back and you're gonna have to do it eventually, because in this game, well, like in Grand Prix mode, primarily, well, only for that matter, the like the playable characters get level ups. Like they gain experience and they level up, and like then you can like play with their stats. Like you can increase their health, their attack power, their special move power, or their items. Like how well like that character can use items, like healing items, like how much will it heal them? Like as well as the support, um, like you can call your support characters faster to come and like do various attacks. Like like during the actual fights. Um, like just various things. Like with the RPG element aspect of the Grand Prix mode, and like that's basically it in a nutshell. Um, like like it is some hidden stuff in the game that you do have to work for, but for the most part, the game is fun and enjoyable. So yeah, let's move on to the next mode. The 1,000 Arena mode, which is the arcade mode for the game. Now, each mode in 1,000, well, there are a total of 4 modes in 1,000 Arena. You have the Battle Royale, the one-on-one, the free battle, and then, like if you have it unlocked, like you can gain access to the other 100 battle mode. Now with the Battle Royale, it's 4-character free-for-all. That's basically what it is. It's 5 battles in total that you play through. And I know that seems short, but it's the reason why they made it that short, and I'm going to get to it in a minute after I'm finished evaluating all these modes. There's one-on-one mode, which is exactly what it is. It's one-on-one. You have free battle mode, which is you against, you picking any character that you want, like versus the computer on any difficult that you want, with certain, like conditions where you can have certain items falling, like at a certain pace, like just various things. Like you can add a time limit on it, etc. And then there's the 100 battle mode, which is like the survival mode of the game. And what you do is that you just play 100 consecutive battles back to back, and your health like does not regenerate. So yeah, like you have to be pretty skilled at this game to play 100 consecutive battles non-stop. And yeah, now I didn't play the 100 battle mode, so I wouldn't be able to tell you whether or not it would like have any other benefits outside of bragging rights. Like I'm not 100% sure, like if there's any rewards for beating it, which I'm pretty sure there are because I've played other like One Piece games on other systems, and based on my experience, like with their survival modes, which were called like 100 battle mode as well, like on the GameCube version at least. Like there were certain rewards that you got from beating it, and I'm willing to bet that it's some reward that you get from beating the 100 battle mode as well. Yeah. So like I was saying, like with the battle royale mode, it's a free for all, and it's just 5 battles. The reason why they made it so short was because it's certain unlocks that only come from playing battle royale and the one-on-one mode. And they didn't want you and they didn't want you to play, an extensive long arcade mode in order to obtain these unlocks. It's just 5 consecutive battles, and the unlocks that you get from there, they come from you like beating either battle royale mode or one-on-one mode with different characters on the same level of difficulty, each. Like once you play through it once each, like this little icon is going to appear at the bottom right of that character just to show, okay, like you completed it with this character. And once you complete it with like, say like 10 to 15 characters, like for example, then there's some unlocks that you will get from like some new support characters and such. So that's the reason why they made it only 5 battles. It made it relatively short, and I'm glad they did that because, like they did think ahead. Well, if we're going to have unlocks in these modes, I'm pretty sure nobody's going to want to play, an extensive arcade mode. So since we have it to where these unlocks can only be obtained by beating the arcade mode, on that difficulty, well, on the same difficulty with each character, well, with different characters once, and after you beat it with a certain amount of characters, then you gain whatever it is that you were supposed to unlock. So that's a good job by them. Yeah, like the game, in many aspects, is extremely unbalanced. Like for example, like when I played One Piece Grand Prix, the Grand Prix mode, pardon me. Yeah, like when I was playing the Grand Prix mode, it's some missions that you have to do, like in order to get certain unlocks, like it's certain missions that you have to play, but these missions require for you to play with certain characters. And sometimes, like the characters that they're asking for, like it's almost as if they didn't really think it through, I would say, but then again, like they probably were just following the anime, which I understand, like they wanted to stick to the anime script, like this happened with this particular character for this particular instance, so like they just made a mission out of it. But some of the characters' movesets is like, it just makes it extremely difficult than what it should be at points, because like they would put you in some of the most impossible like situations, like like for example, like it was some missions to where I was using this character called like Boogie the Clown, like I stated before, and Boogie, like his moveset is just ridiculously bad, I would say. Like his moveset wasn't necessarily meant to fight in some of the conditions that they, from the missions that they have you playing in. But in a way, like I can give them a pass to where I can see, okay, like they were trying to be challenging, they were trying to follow the script of the anime, you know, just those elements. I guess I can overlook it to a certain extent, but still, like they could have given Buggy and other characters as well some new move sets that wasn't so bad, you know, and it really makes, sometimes it just makes the mission that you have to complete that character with, it just makes it seem one-sided, because they'll put you up on like a stage and up against certain characters that just favors the computer, and it's just crazy. And also, sometimes the game doesn't reveal what the next mission is. Now let me explain what I'm talking about. Okay, on each stage, on each island, like I said, like there's a variety of missions that you can do. Like at least like 4 or 5, at least like 3 missions on each stage that you can do. And for some of these missions, you have to play them with a certain character. Now, once you beat the previous mission, the next mission comes up. But for the missions where you have to use a certain character on them, they do not let you know what character you're supposed to use, or what combination of, the playable characters and support characters you're supposed to use. You actually have to go and you have to look it up on the internet, which is a big, big negative. Because if you don't have access to the internet, you will be sitting there playing through, like all 20 playable characters, trying to figure out, okay, which one do I need to use in order to complete this mission. And for some gamers that don't have access to the internet, like I said, it's going to be frustrating for you to do all that, because you just want to beat the mission and, just be over with it. And, like just gain the unlock that's there. You don't want to stay on the same mission for like an hour, or like even 30 minutes, or even 15 minutes at that, when it's supposed to be done in like 30 seconds, to a minute. But that's a huge negative. Like they don't let you know that, okay, like you're supposed to use this character. No, it's just like a box with a question mark on it, and they don't let you know what character that you're supposed to use for that particular mission, etc. So like that's a big, big negative, and I feel bad for the people that don't have access to the internet, or those that don't have knowledge of like different sites that have the guides on it, because they're gonna get mad and they're gonna feel gypped. And you know, like the game developer should have known that, you know, once you beat a previous mission, the next mission should come up, and you shouldn't be have to play and like guess which character you're supposed to beat this with. You know, like you're supposed to see which character you're supposed to use, but again, the game doesn't tell you at certain points, and that's a huge negative. Like another negative that I have with the game are the passwords. Now, I know a lot of people are probably wondering, like people that are watching this are probably wondering, well, geez, like why are passwords a bad thing? You know, like I thought passwords was supposed to help the game. It does help the game, but passwords should be optional for you to input. There should never be a time to where you absolutely need passwords in order to, you know, gain new places on any game for that matter. Passwords should be completely optional. Like you should not, it should not be mandatory for you to input a password in order for you to progress in the game or like gain certain unlocks. That should already be included in the game itself. You know, I mean, there are optional passwords that you can put in for like certain support characters. Like, you know, like you can gain them much easier. But like with them, like it's certain conditions that you can clear. Like with the missions in Grand Prix mode that, you know, allows you to unlock them, but the passwords are optional. But then you have other passwords that are actually mandatory in order for you to gain access to other islands. And like this became a problem for me on a few occasions because on top, like once I got finished with the game, I found out that there was 2 other islands that I could unlock, but in order for me to unlock them, I had to complete a certain amount of missions on each island, and some of those missions actually came from the certain areas that I had to unlock using passwords. So again, if you don't have access to the internet or any knowledge of where you can find these passwords, it's a big detriment to the game because you're going to feel like, okay, this is all this game has to offer, and then you might just put it on the shelf and think like, oh, that's it. You know, a password should never be mandatory in any game in order for you to progress in it, or at least gain the like all the bonuses and things like that. It should never be mandatory, because you're gonna feel like you got gypped. And again, I feel sorry for the people that don't have access to the internet, that don't have a way to gain this knowledge of, you know, the passwords and how to unlock these secret areas using them. And the fact that you have to use them in order to gain, you know, anything for them, gain, you know, certain areas in order to complete the game, you know, completely. It's like just a huge negative for me. So overall, how do I rate this game? Well, based on everything, with the gameplay, the graphics, the positives and the negatives, with everything that plays in a factor, I mean, like they follow the storyline arcs pretty well for the most part. like the music in the game it's fairly decent. The control schemes, even though you're gonna have some trouble with it, it is good for what the game is supposed to be. It's not too difficult. It's easy to use. It's simple, and for a game like One Piece Gigant Battle, that's how it should be. So, taking in everything and just looking at it from that perspective, I would have to rate One Piece Gigant Battle a 7.8 out of 10. That's my score. I mean, it's a game that's above average. Like, there are a lot of rewards to get from doing various missions and various things in the game that really make it worth it and really make it seem like you're not wasting your time. But like I said, with the negatives, the fact that you have to use certain passwords in order to gain certain areas on certain maps in order to gain, other areas during the gameplay, it's a negative for me. It's a big negative, and I can't see why they would do that. But for the most part, One Piece Gigant Battle, it is a very, very enjoyable game, even with the negatives. Like a 7.8. It's one of the few games I would say, like even if you're not into anime, it is still a very enjoyable game. And I do recommend it primarily for One Piece fans. Anybody that likes that, like that Smash Brothers brawler type of gameplay. Like the various elements to where like you can like summon certain support characters, where you can summon support characters during a match to like aid you in attacking. Like it's just a big wide variety of aspects that makes this game, in my opinion, worth buying. So it is one of the better games on the Nintendo DS. I enjoy playing it, and I hope if you buy it, you will too. So yeah, that's been my review of One Piece Gigant Battle. This is only my second review. I'm not perfect with this, but I will get better, I promise you. And if anybody out there has any tips on like how to do reviews and you want to leave them in the comment section, by all means, help me out. Please help me get better with this. I have 88 subscribers. Last time I checked, I was only at 74. Now I have 88. So I feel like I'm reaching a crowd out there that, really wants to watch good gameplay footage of games that are worth buying on the Nintendo DS. So, One Piece Gigant Battle, I rated 7.8 out of 10. It's enjoyable, way above average. I liked it, and if you buy it, I hope you will too. So this is Royale signing off, and I'll see you for the next ADS play. Peace.